Hello, welcome along. It's Wednesday the 7th of December 2011. Chris Reardon with this morning's United Kingdom talk. Well, if you were watching yesterday's show, I was talking about insurance cover. Everything's such a rip-off, isn't it? The old Barclays buildings insurance cover. And I did indeed speak to the lady of the renewal section, because they have different sections. So they press 1 for renewal, press 2 for new business. Isn't it funny? Have you noticed how renewals, the renewal digit, you know, press 1 for renewal, whatever, and also the new business digit, they always seem to get answered very, very quickly. Have you noticed that? If it's something like technical support on a premium rate number, you tend to hold on for 10 minutes before anyone gets to the phone. Anyone notice that at all? Funny that, isn't it? Anyway, so spoke to this woman at Barclays Renewal, and I told her that her renewal figure was £277. They were quoting me to renew my buildings insurance, where online I could renew it for £82. Okay? So she said, OK, I'll see what I can do. So she started doing her bits and pieces, and cut a long story short, which is something I'm not known to do, boys and girls. We don't like to cut the story short too quickly. But nevertheless, in this instance, to cut a long story short, she said, well, the closest I can get down is £150. £155, I think. She was somewhere around that figure, very close to that figure. And I said, well, that's nowhere near the £89 that I'm looking online at your own insurance as a new customer. She says, well, we can do it like that. And as a gesture of goodwill, she says, well, are you ready for this? As a gesture of goodwill, we'll send you £70 of Marks and Spencer's vouchers. What am I going to do with £70 of Marks and Spencer's vouchers? I thought to myself. You know, that's a woman's prize. I'm a man, dear, a man. A man doesn't want £70 worth of Marks and Spencer. She probably was under the assumption that I was married to a female, dear. Well, I'm not married to a female. I don't even go out with females. And besides, no one would want me anyway. So that's it. I don't want £70 of Marks and Spencer's vouchers. Take £70 off the figure. No, can't do that. Oh, well, please yourself. She says the only way to do it is to let this one finish, this particular insurance finish, which happens to be the 31st of December, and start a new one from the, you know, a new one from the Barclays online thing from that date. So that's what I've done. So I've paid for it. I think I got one slightly more expensive because it had some other bits on it, £91. But that's £91 instead of £277. So money well saved there. You know, and I was trying to work this out today, actually, this morning, just before I went down the swimming pool, to see just how much money I've saved this year. So 277, let's work this out. So 277, right? Minus, what did I say? I think it was 91. So 277 minus 91. So there I've saved £186. Right. I've dropped my broadband rate last month from 50 meg to 30 meg. Have to tell you, can't notice the difference. Okay, occasionally you might notice a bit of difference, but no, nothing to write home about. So that was £7 a month. So that's 7 times 12 months. That's £84. Okay, it's all very well this, and it's only £84. I haven't finished yet. What else did I do? Car insurance. I compared the thing there, rang up Toyota Insurance, told them, and they immediately matched the price. That was another £75 saved, okay? And I changed my electric and gas. And that came down about, I think that was about £240 a year. So there we are, 240, right, 240, that's less, just by changing energy companies, okay? Plus 75 for the broadband savings, 186 for the buildings insurance savings, and £84. What was that one for? Car insurance, was it? Can't remember, doesn't matter. £585 saved this year. Okay? So next time someone comes up to me and says, oh, it's only £100, Add them up together. There's a holiday there. There's a holiday. In fact, I might just send the money to you. I'm feeling generous today. Send the money to you. So please, when you're renewing all these things, do not just send the automatic renewal thing or leave it, letting them renew it for you automatically, because loyalty does not pay in this world anymore. It just does not pay at all. Check your car insurance. Check your household contents insurance. Check your household buildings insurance. Check your energy suppliers. Check your mobile phone, your broadband, your ordinary telephone, the whole lot. Check them all on the internet. It's easy to do. And it is a lot easier than you would think it is, actually. It really is. And you can save yourself £500, £600, I don't know, £700 a year. It's worth it, isn't it? Right. Email time. Hello to Shaun, who says, hello, Chrissy boy. I quite like that. Chrissy boy. Hello, Shaun. Hope you're good and keeping well. I am keeping well, my friend. Keeping well. Okay, he says, I just wanted to send you a little letter to say, don't forget if you ever needed a chat, I'm always here. Thank you, Shaun. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And he also writes, was wondering how your garden is doing over in Royal Berkshire. Not a lot happening now, I'm afraid now. We're into winter. There's not much happening in the garden of Chris Reardon. Things are resting. They are resting. And I don't see any squirrels, which is even better news, really. No squirrels. They must all be hibernating. Not in my loft. My garden is in Hertfordshire. Is still flowering. Even my clematis, which I've cut down twice, is still in full bloom. Flowers everywhere. You must be very green-fingered. Yes. It feels so wrong to still have flowers at this time of year, does it not? Yes, it does. Only those that you buy in the supermarket. Don't get... And they've got expensive suddenly. Have you noticed that? The flowers in the supermarket. You used to get a nice bunch of those... Is it chrysanthemums? No. What's the other? Carnations. You used to get a nice little bunch of carnations for about £2.50. They're a fiver now. Rip off Britain. He says, don't get me wrong, I love to see them flowering, but being so cold, I can't really enjoy the blooms as much as I'd like. Hope you're keeping well and enjoying the mild weather. Well, it was mild weather until Sunday, wasn't it? And it's all come... I had the heating on last night. Oh, yes. I had the heating on for 3 whole hours last night. God knows how I'm going to pay these bills, dear. Even with the savings I've already made. And I had to bleed the radiators, you know. You get a little screw at the side. And then the water comes out and makes a little damp patch on the floor. I do hate damp patches on floors and in beds, don't you? Do you get damp patches in your beds? Oh, please don't tell me about that. We all have our little accidents. It's okay. You can talk to me about them, boys and girls. It won't go any further at all. It's our little secret. Okay? Which are a little accident in bed now and again, don't you know? You don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it? You know. Oh, you know, you're laying there dreaming, and then in this dream, you suddenly think about going to wee, don't you? Having a wee, and then you're woken up and there's a little patch. You know, one of those things. We're adults, we can talk about these things. There's nothing rude or wrong about it. I want you not to worry. If you have a little accident, please don't worry about it. It's one of those things. Okay? It's one of those things. Shaun, right, I like cold weather and ice cream in hot or cold weather. I hate cold. Will you stop going on about... I tell you what, Shaun, why don't you just move outside into a tent? Be done with it. You don't like the heat. Go outside, go and live in a blooming tent and stop bothering the rest of us with your stories of liking cold weather. There must be something seriously wrong with you, Shaun. I would go to the Antarctic. Well, go. Go then. Go on, off you go. Go to the Antarctic. You'll freeze to death. It's horrible. Although I would like to see the emperor penguins walking along. I love them. Emperor penguins. I might get one as a pet. Do you think she'd get on with the cat? Emperor penguins. If you give me some... I would go to the Antarctic if you give me some, a new pair of gloves. Mine are quite shredded. There's a Christmas gift for you. Pair of gloves. Ask your parents. I will have a look at the TV programme Emperor Penguins. Do Emperor Penguins do moonwalks? No, it's not a moonwalk. It's like they move to the left and then to the right. Emperor Penguins. Have a look on YouTube. They're funny. I promise that if it snows, I will do a film of an emperor penguin walk. We want to see that. You can send it to me on... Have you got an Apple iPhone? You can do little films on there. Can you send me a little film of you doing an emperor penguin walk, please? Thank you, Shaun. And last email today comes from Jerry Green. Hello, Jerry, who writes, I have Virtual DJ Pro, because we were talking about my sound card and little technical problems or whatever, a new piece of software, which is similar to one you have. It works off 2 sound cards, and he goes into a little bit of technical details. Hope this is helpful from Jerry. And thank you very much for helping us, Jerry. Someone else sent me a little message to help me with that software. I'm pleased to say that I rang up the Soundcard people, which is a Maya44 USB. I rang them up. An elderly gentleman answered, 64, I think it's 62 or 64 he was, and we had a good old conversation on the phone, me and him, about how things were so much easier when it was records. It all went wrong when we went to CDs. You see, you could get a record, and people will know, older people will know this, right? You would buy a record would play on any turntable anywhere in the world at any time of day or night. Okay? Right? As soon as we went to CDs, it started going wrong. You could play a CD on 200 CD machines, and then the next CD machine, which seemed to work perfectly well, suddenly it wouldn't play on there. How strange is that? Okay? You know, and yet other CDs would play in that CD player. And you play it on another load of CDs, and it still wouldn't work. Why is that? It would work on some and not another. So it started going wrong there. It got even worse when we moved over to computers and laptops, that sort of thing, right? Because now you got all this different software to play your music, okay? Different operating systems, different sound cards, different wiring, USB or FireWire, and nothing seems to be compatible. Nothing's ever compatible with each other, and it's very annoying. It was so much easier when it was analog. The one advantage of being able to DJ from a laptop is that you're carrying around hundreds of records on that little laptop. But actually get it working is a blooming pain in the bum. It really is. But I did get this working, the sound card and the software. Spoke to a very nice man, as I say, at Maya help desk. Was on the phone to him for a good old half hour. You know, 10 minutes to sort out the gadget and 20 minutes to talk about old times. Oh dear me, we do like the past. We really do. Anyway, so thanks for that, Jerry. Time to go, boys and girls. Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show today. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. The emails, excuse me, are taking a little bit to come up at the moment because I'm kind of falling well behind at the moment, all right? So once again, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye.